Hey everybody, look at me and my ridiculous hat. I need a haircut, that's why I'm wearing a hat today. Today I want to talk to you about audition logbooks. Okay, what is an audition logbook? Well, it is just a book. It doesn't have to be a physical book, but it could be. Excel spreadsheet where you track all the details of every audition that you go on. The reason why it's important to have an audition logbook, one, it gives you a chance to track your progress as an actor, how many callbacks you get, how many bookings you get, whether or not a certain type of character is working well for you or not working well for you. It helps you gauge your successes and your failures. Also, it gives you a record of every audition that you go on so that you look back and you can see like, hey, I did like 100 auditions this year. That's pretty good. I need to do a little bit more next year. It also is a record of how well your agent is booking work for you. Agents don't book work for you, they book auditions for you. It's a way of analyzing your year and being able to go to your agent or your manager and say, hey, these kind of things I'm not doing well at, I'm not succeeding at, I want to trim those, or I'm not getting sent out enough. So it's a way of just gauging your overall relationship with your agent and what the kind of work that they're sending you out on. And then finally, it provides you with a record of what pieces you did at an audition. This also helps you track whether you've done a monologue or a song for a particular director or theater company before, or how long it's been since you've used that piece, so that you don't reuse the same material for the same people. So how do you track these? Well, I suggest making an Excel spreadsheet, or you can use numbers if you're on a Mac. You can also use note-taking software like Notion is a good one. That's what I use to track all my auditions on. And you just basically make a spreadsheet. You can also use an actual logbook that you open up that has columns and rows and write things in it. The reason I like to use digital is because you can sort things by column, sort between film auditions and theater auditions. You can sort between bookings and not bookings. What kinds of things should you track? Well, you can track however much information you want, but here's what I track. The name of the audition, how the audition was submitted. Was it a self-tape that I sent in? Was it a Zoom call audition? Or was it an in-person audition? I keep track of the status for each audition. Did I submit for the audition? Was it an initial audition or a callback? Then I track the results of the audition. Did I get cast, not cast, or did I decline it? You want to put the casting director and/or director, who your point of contact was for the piece. Have a column for the date the audition took place. Track whether you had a reader or not, and who read with you. Then I track what I wore. If it's on camera, whatever is seen on the camera, like this shirt would be my checkered shirt that has a moire pattern that you should never wear to an audition. If you wear a hat or glasses or anything like that, you want to track that. And if it's a theater audition, track the shoes, the pants, everything you wanted to do so you can replicate it later on if you get called back. Then you want to track your look. How short was your hair? What color was your hair? Did you have makeup on? Anything physical about your appearance that might have changed over time. The pieces that you performed. So you could say it was sides given to you. You can say it was a monologue, list the monologue, a song that you did. And then I have a general notes section. Any feedback that you got, you might have a conflict with another show, anything you want to know to go back to later. A gauge of how I think the audition went. I did really well. I flubbed the line. I majorly bombed. I also like to track the dates of commitment. So anything that they give you in the email, like the dates of production, audition, the second callback, fitting. That way I know if a project has been casting for a while and they come back, I don't have to go search for that old email again. I can just look up oh, those are the dates and I'm still available. Also track any rates mentioned. SAG ultra low budget, SAG standard. Did they mention the actual rate? Is it a stipend for a theater project? Say $500 for the run. You can also track the role that you read for, so the characters that you submitted yourself for. It's helpful to have this information because you might forget what the name of the character is for your callback. And then I have a column with a drop down for what type of project it is. Is it theater, film, commercial, industrial, voiceover, and any other number of things that you might audition for. A drop down column for the type of role. Is it a lead, a supporting, or ensemble? A recurring character, guest star, under 5. And then all you gotta do is remember to log all of your auditions, even if you don't go to them. Anything that you submitted, write it down in this book, and then you have your record for you available. Now, I've been doing this for a couple years now, and I found that it's very helpful to just get an overall picture of how I'm doing, how I did this year. So when somebody says, hey, how are you? How is your career going? How are things going? What do you have coming up? I can at least have some idea that I'm actually doing something, that I'm trying, even if I'm not booking. And at the end of the year, if I haven't booked any gigs, I can then talk to my agent or the different casting directors and maybe adjust the kinds of projects you're being brought in for. And on more than one occasion, it's helped me remember, like, oh, I did that piece for this person, or I wore this outfit for that audition and I don't want to do that again. Those kind of things that just kind of matter a little bit. Thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Hope you found this information useful. See you next time. Goodbye.